Welcome back to Body Talk with Becks. This week I have my first in-person interview with Harris. He drove all the way over from Oakland, and he also has bladder exstrophy. Now this week's episode is a little bit shorter than usual, and there's two reasons for that. First of all, I had a little bit of a technical difficulty, and in the editing had some weird background sounds and some skipping, so I had to cut bits and pieces here and there to keep it a little bit shorter and clean up the audio for you. And secondly, this story is nice and short and sweet. He was born with bladder exstrophy, and it's a wonderful story of nothing really went too wrong in his life. And I think it's a really great representation of, he and I were born with the same thing, as well as a bunch of other people that I have interviewed on the show. And, some of us have had a lot of surgeries, a lot of infections, and a lot of struggle. And some of us don't. So, every story is different. Everyone with bladder exstrophy is truly different. And I think it's a great representation for parents who have just had kids with bladder exstrophy to know that it might be okay. It might not be a big deal. So let's jump in. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, this week I have Harris. I met you through the bladder exstrophy support group, the Zoom chats that Isabel has.
Yeah, and Kylie and just
the whole group.
Once a month.
So I guess we should just jump right in then. So you have traditional bladder exstrophy.
Yep, classic bladder exstrophy. And I've only had one surgery, which is when they just put the bladder back in, and I've just been chilling ever since. So.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about it, I've been troughing off lately, but up until now, I've just been chilling on Depends.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. So everything's all natural for you right now.
My parents just let me choose, so it's cool. I'm glad they did it. So.
Awesome. Well, that's really neat. So do you just see doctors then for general check-ins, or?
Yeah, once a year I'm supposed to go to the doctor for a general checkup, but I got a new doctor recently, so I don't even know if he knows I have bladder exstrophy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not seeing a specialist for bladder exstrophy?
No, I'm not seeing a urologist, no. I have one, and I'm supposed to talk to them, but I don't. I do get a ultrasound once a year, supposed to, at least.
Okay, and that's just to check on the bladder and...
yeah, my kidneys and make sure everything's good.
Okay, cool. Do they track, how the bladder's growing and such?
Yeah, they have it on, all these sheets and, keep it somewhere, but I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. Because I know when they would do that with me, they would track, make sure the ureters are still in the right spot. Because sometimes, the bladder will grow in different directions for us with bladder exstrophy. So sometimes the ureters wind up, on the bottom of the bladder instead of on the top.
Oh.
So I've had mine reimplanted on the top before.
Oh, I don't think I've had that issue.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah.
So do you just normally have... I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what your regular process is then. You just
every
you don't have any ostomies or anything like that?
Nah, every 4 or so hours I just change my Depend and
okay.
That's it.
Can you feel when you have to go?
Sometimes it depends. If I haven't drank and it feels like I have to pee, it just hurts.
Oh, it hurts.
All hell, yeah, if I haven't drank enough water. But I've been pretty adamant on the water lately.
So. Okay. So you stick to a schedule for the most part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Do you deal with bladder spasms at all or anything like that?
No, I'm
wow.
so lucky. Everyone's oh, all these surgeries and all these issues, and I'm kind of just chilling.
Yeah. So how has it affected your life then?
It hasn't, really much. everyone says like, oh, it's such a big thing. Like, this changed how everything was. It was like, it didn't really change much for me.
Yeah.
Honestly. I still played football.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So it didn't really did everything. And then, but the camps were fun because like I just got to go hang out with everyone who's like been through all these surgeries, and I'm just like, wow, I'm lucky. It really humbles you for sure. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And do your teammates know that you have bladder exstrophy, or?
No, they never knew.
No?
My coach knew, but that was it.
How does that affect, like, changing room dynamics?
I was just late. I'd just pull up late, and I'd make it through a whole practice without having to use the restroom.
Okay.
Or a game. Yeah, I'd maybe, like, about to start the game, and I wasn't even, like, dressed
You're just the
yet.
guy that never has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'd go before, and we do weight room at school and then go to the field. So after weight room, I'd go change and then go to the field, and then I'd just last till 7 when we ended.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of planning out.
It's low key. Like, I have to in the nurse's office. Like, I just can go in the bathroom whenever I want. At least during high school,
Okay.
which was so convenient. Like, that bathroom was super clean compared to all the other ones, and the nurse was hella nice. She let me sleep in the nurse's office. Oh, that was great. Honestly, the perks were immaculate. Like,
Private bathroom.
Literally.
Private clean bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah. I assume you do have, like, a couple friends that know.
Well, yeah. My best friend Joe knows. I don't really tell people. It doesn't really come up,
So it sounds like you haven't really had any issues with, like, people finding out and bullying or anything.
No.
That's really lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard horror stories.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories too.
Oh my god. I was super lucky. I feel like I was blessed for real. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And did you go to public school the whole time, or?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you only had access to the nurse's bathroom in high school, though?
Yeah, I mean, if I really wanted to push it, I could just go in the public bathroom. Like, we had off-campus lunch every day, starting freshman year, because we're, like, right next to the main avenue, so I could just go to the restroom, like, at lunch at one of the restaurants, so it wasn't that bad either.
That's good. What about, like, elementary school?
That, I had the nurse's office as well. I had, like, a little bin with, like, pull-ups in it, and then I just stayed in there, so, like, no one opened it, because, like, it's just a box in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So we just kept it in there, and that was that for elementary school. And then middle school, my grandma was actually the principal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was weird. That was funny. One time I fell asleep in class. I got pulled to the office, and she gave me toast and bacon. Like, holy, I was living in luxury. Oh. But yeah, no. And then the nurse's office there was same thing. So compartment, and I just had it in my backpack.
Okay. Very cool. Has it affected, like, any, like, childhood, like, hobbies and stuff?
Nah.
Not really?
Nope. No.
Have you found, like, a good system on hiding your Depends and stuff?
I just carry a backpack with me everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have to hide them. No one's going to go through my backpack. And then at home, I live with my mom, so I don't have to hide it from her.
Yeah.
And then when people come over, I just, like, put it in the drawers.
Mm.
And then I have, like, its own separate trash can. And I just, like, put that behind the shower curtain.
Okay. Yeah. And do you normally just stick to, like, loose clothing?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Jeans are just uncomfortable.
Sound like my brother. He refused to wear jeans for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to wear them for work. It was awful. The kitchen at Truffle Shuffle.
Truffle Shuffle.
Yeah, it was like a food startup, like, delivery box.
Okay.
In, like, the worst part of Oakland. It was so crazy. It was hype, like, crazy hype. I got a steak, like, to take home, and, like, this nice recipe to go with it. But yeah, it was great. It was for sure. It was a great job, at least. The location was a little sketchy, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And has your parents always been like pretty open about talking to you about your condition?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really talk to them about it. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. So.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. It's just like we all got used to it.
Yeah. Do you know if your parents knew if you were gonna have bladder exstrophy?
I don't think they knew. No.
So it was a total surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long it was between being born and like when your first surgery was?
I think right away.
Right away?
I think so. Yeah, they put it right back in.
Were you born in Oakland?
No, I was born in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They would be, I think, fairly well equipped for that. Yeah.
Yeah, great hospital.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And there was no problems with like your recovery or anything from that?
Nah, I think they broke my hips and like I just had to recover for like the 3 months.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I know like, was it Kylie and Isabella that their bladder came back out after surgery?
Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
That's so awful.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, thinking about parents, just like, I can't imagine being a parent, like,
Yeah.
just like surprised, boom, boom, kid out of exstrophy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
Were you born early at all? Do you know?
No, I think I was born.
They say it doesn't have anything to do with having bladder exstrophy, but I've noticed like a good majority of us are born early.
Nah, I don't think so. Apparently, my mom said the nurses said I was a big baby. So.
So you don't use catheters at all? You've never had to use one?
No, never.
Very, very lucky.
Really? You don't like catheters? Everyone says catheters are so great. Like, all the time. Everyone I meet is like, oh my god, catheters are the best. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I have so much to think about. I'm like, do I want the cath? But like, they're like, oh, it's so convenient. I'm like,
I mean, it can be convenient.
I guess, like, but I've also never had like a bladder infection like that.
Really? Wow.
I may have had one at birth, but like that was it.
Oh
Never.
my gosh, man, you're getting so lucky over
I
here.
know. I think I just took medicine to keep my kidneys healthy when I was younger, but I don't think I got any kidney infections either.
Wow.
I got stones, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When that?
I was little, I think.
Okay.
Like 3 years old or something.
Do you remember what that was like at all? No.
Nope. Lucky, I'm just
Coasting, man.
missing everything, yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about getting a Mitrofanoff?
I get the convenience for sure, and I don't know. I'm comfortable, but like, how long am I gonna be comfortable? You know, why not just switch it up? And apparently, it's like life changing. So it's like,
yeah.
And you always hear that. It's like, oh yeah, like ever since I got my Mitrofanoff, like life's been on the up and up. I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe I'll bite the bullet, you know?
Yeah.
I still have to do urodynamics.
Do you?
I've never done urodynamics.
You've never done them?
It sounds so scary. My fear of the hospital comes from urodynamics. My fear of the hospital comes from urodynamics. There's no shot I do urodynamics. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not the most pleasant experience.
Oh,
yeah. I'm surprised that they never did that.
Bullet. I'm Neo right now. I'm all the bullets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, it doesn't sound like you've had very much, like, problems, but also, like, a whole lot of exams done.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. If they just decided since you're not really having problems to just, like, let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they'd look at.
That's interesting.
Also, I wonder what the latex thing. What's up with people being sensitive to latex?
Yeah, no, it's a thing that the majority of bladder exstrophy people are allergic to latex, and I've found that to be very true in my case too.
Yeah, it's so itchy, like all over.
You get itchy from it too?
Yeah.
Do you get like red swollen spots?
Not really as much. Just
Okay.
like an itch.
My skin turns like bright red and gets swollen and itchy and yeah, it's
Jeez.
not fun.
I'm allergic to gelatin.
Really? Okay.
You know, no marshmallows, gummy, anything.
That's sad.
Mousse, pudding. Toys have gelatin.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I would not have guessed that. They
It's-
seem too chalky to need gelatin.
Apparently, when I was born, or when they found out, they did like research because there were only like 3 people they ever documented were allergic to gelatin.
Really?
So that was cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So do you have to be really careful with your diet then for that?
I just have to make sure like I don't eat or like get it in a cut somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not that bad. Luckily, it's like
That's good.
sweets.
That's good. So outside of bladder exstrophy and gelatin, are you pretty healthy?
Yeah.
No other major things going on?
No, I mean, I get migraines sometimes, but that's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
That can be connected to kidney health.
I also have pretty bad insomnia. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Just wanting to sleep and you just can't. Oh,
Yeah.
killer. Oh, sleeping I think is the best. I don't think there's anything better than sleep. Honestly.
I like my sleep too. Quite a bit.
So great.
Yeah. So what are you up to now? Like, you've clearly finished high school. Are you in college now?
I'm on my I started my welding degree like right as COVID started, and you can't really do welding online.
Yeah,
so,
no.
So I took like a gap year, which has just lasted pretty long. I worked on a farm, and then I worked at Truffle Shuffle, and now I test video games for a job.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
How'd you land that?
My mom worked for like this nursing company, and someone she was talking to was going to Geneva, Switzerland, and she asked why, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm testing video games, like, and all the testers are over there." My mom was like, "Oh, my son loves video games, like that's so cool." He's like, "Oh, have him email me, and like we'll see if we can get a job." And I emailed him, and I got a job.
That's pretty cool. So your mom's a nurse.
She works at like the hub that distributes the nurses to like
Oh, okay.
in-home nurse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she have any training herself? Like, if you needed
no,
help?
but she is a
No.
lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. And a
Very
realtor.
cool. Wow.
Yeah. She's super smart.
Talented lady.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you leaning towards now that you're like considering if you're gonna do a Mitrofanov or not? Like, that's a big lifestyle change.
I know.
You would be able to wear jeans,
True.
which I know you don't like, but
Honestly, I might keep with the shorts. Just for comfortability, you know? You get
Yeah.
one life, why not be the most comfortable, you know?
are you still playing football now that you're out of high school? No.
Nah, not college football. I'm over at like Laney in Oakland, so nice community college.
Okay.
You know?
Do they have sports over there?
They do. They have football. It was on Last Chance U for Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, and they filmed it like we were in class, and there was like a camera crew like filming the football players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been able to go back to school for welding?
Nah, I've been chilling with the Gap, just working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna go back at all, or?
I might try for something in this winter semester, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to
Welding's
pick up
pretty
another
cool,
part-time
so-
job. True, welding is fun. I miss it. And Laney has a great program too, actually, for like all sorts of like trades. So it's got like woodworking, and there's like in the middle of Laney, there's like a house
Oh.
that construction people work on. They like mow it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really cool, yeah. And the woodworking classes are great. I took a blueprint reading class. That was like the hardest class I've
Yeah.
taken in my life. It was so hard. We had like blueprints with the books, and they went corresponding to like the tests. It was sick.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Trade schools are. I wish they were more common because it's such great life skills for people.
True.
like tons of jobs out there. Those
Paying
people,
jobs,
yeah,
yeah.
good paying jobs that are out there, and I feel like there's less interest in the jobs now, but
Yeah. Everyone's like just going for computer science. Like,
yeah,
at least everyone I know is just like, oh yeah.
it's a slightly oversaturated job right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It'll pay though. Like, even if you do get, I would definitely find a good job with it.
Yeah. Would be interested in if you do wind up deciding to get a Mitrofanov.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you back on and talk about like the difference it makes in your life, and
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm like 64. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's holding back?
I don't know. It's like why change works, but like your whole life, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then changes are always good. Usually, like, well, okay, maybe not always really good. So it's like maybe this is the change that like in life that flips it around or something. I don't know. Or like what like splits off from there, because it's a big leap.
It is a big leap. It is a big leap. Instead of hiding the pens, you'd be hiding catheters.
Yeah.
I mean, you would be able to change an alarm.
True.
You wouldn't have to timing with that. You're already on a bathroom schedule. I mean, you would still be on a schedule. That would change.
Yeah.
It would just be the process.
Yeah. And then it's just like the infections. I'm like, if I had an infection
I mean, if
this
you
way,
just
it's like
clean
true.
it
Yeah,
out.
true.
I mean,
true. Everyone that says like, oh, I got an infection, and it's like, oh, like clean, like or run it through.
Sanitize.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh yeah, no, I forgot to wash my hands, or like,
there you
I was
go.
like, yeah, I was
as
like,
long
okay.
as you like follow the precautions for sanitizing, you should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a feeling if you haven't had a lot of UTI, that probably won't change. I mean, don't take that for take that for the word, but like,
Yeah.
I always struggled with UTIs, so when I started having them with my Mitrofanov, like, that wasn't different. I always had that problem.
How frequent?
I don't even know what to give as a reference, but I had it like every other week
Jeez.
for like a year.
Oh my goodness. Was that like at the beginning?
That was at the beginning, right after I got my Mitrofanov.
How old were you?
I was 11. Yeah, that was a struggle. My immune system was shot from the surgery though, and then I had a really bad infection, and my immune system like just didn't recover. And then a couple weeks later, it decided to have another UTI, and it just like wouldn't go away. So
Holy.
yeah, that was rough.
It just sounds awful.
Just exhausted.
Yeah. And then what year would that be?
Let's see. That'd be 2003. Yeah.
I was worried about like the science as well. I was like, what if like when I'm like 40, there's like a cure or something, or,
Right.
like something crazy, and then it's like, oh,
That's
like, I
true.
missed it, but it's like also, can you really?
I mean, it's been almost 20 years now, and they're still using Mitrofanov.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know who the leading experts are anymore, so I don't know how close we are to progressing to something newer. You know, like, so this could be your,
That's what I'm saying.
or
like,
it could be not your best bet.
it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been around for that long, and they're still using it.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
big decision.
Oh God, it eats at me.
Yeah.
If you could take it back.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone
I mean,
says
and
that.
that's what I say. Everybody said that.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anybody say.
Darn, like.
Didn't have gotten that.
Yeah, I've never heard.
Yeah.
A regret.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's meant like to connect me with all these great people as well.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest perk. Great people related.
Did you go to? Well, I assume since you don't have a Mitrofanov or any ostomies at youth rally.
I did go to.
You did go to youth rally. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to the campouts too?
But I went to best camp.
Best camp.
And since like the first.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've highly since I was like this tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you Or did your parents find out about that?
I think it was like some group online. They just looked it up, like bladder exstrophy group, and I think it took them to Best. And then, but first the conferences, ABC.
Okay.
I found out through ABC. And that was cool. Went to Pennsylvania.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On like the Amtrak boat things. That was sick. To Seattle. That was cool.
Yeah. You found those super helpful. I have those. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a kid, so I was just playing with all the other kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was like, but memories.
All right.
And Youth Rally was a blast. Like, I couldn't recommend anything more than Youth Rally.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that was helpful for you?
Oh, yeah. That was, like, the big eye-opener of, like, what it meant.
What it could have been as well versus, like, what you're dealing with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It made me thankful for sure.
Yeah.
And then all the great, like, the counselors are amazing. Yeah. I was friends with, like... By the time I was, like, later into it, I was friends with more of the kids and, like, the other campers, so that was fun. I just hung out with counselors all the time.
Well, and it sounded like, too, from it, like, a lot of the counselors are people that went to Youth Rally.
Yeah, there's, like,
so
a return program.
So that's really cool that, like, it's people who went there and experienced it themselves who have medical problems are, like, actually the counselors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's this really cool guy, Bill. He has, like, a raccoon puppet, and I think he's won Jeopardy, like, twice. He's so smart. He's so funny and great, and then... all the friends I met who, like, graduated to become counselors, like Annie, like John and Arpin and McCall and Aaron. Tell them they're, like, super cool counselors. It was just seeing them, like, go from campers to counselors was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they added a gap year, like, towards the end when I was about to leave, that you now have to... you used to be able to just go straight into T, but then they put a gap year because people were too familiar with the counselors.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like that your parents are letting you make the decision?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad they gave it.
You don't ever wish that they had just, like, it was over with?
Nah.
No?
Like, I've learned way too much from it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. Yeah. Well, do you have anything you want to say or share about your experiences? And, I mean, you could talk why you don't tell people that you have it?
I just don't want to be, like, treated differently. You know, like, everything someone without it has, so I don't feel like I need to tell anyone. So, like,
I mean, you played on the football team. Like,
I didn't tell my
very cool.
I didn't tell my coach till senior year. Yeah.
So none of your teachers at school knew?
No.
Wow.
No. Because I had the pass. I forgot what it's called. It was like, if you said you needed to go, you go.
Oh, okay.
That was cool. Yeah.
So, I think that's something that I hear over and over again, is that we just want to be treated the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the takeaway.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Don't treat us differently just because we have something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just feeling.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's just like, not demoralized, like, less than that, but, like, low-key.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and sharing.
Of course.
Well, if you ever decide to do a Trafnoff, if you talk about it, feel free to come back and we'll discuss the changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Body Talk with Becks. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts at. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, please. Also consider becoming a patron on patreon.com. Again, I am still thinking of new ways to reward patrons. If you have any suggestions of things that you would like to see from me, please let me know. And lastly, if you would like to share your story or know someone who would like to, I can be contacted through my website, www.bodytalkwithbecks.com, or on social media. Thanks for listening.